Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you so much for checking out another brand new episode. Today's feature, singer-songwriter Will Saulsbery of Money for Guns. And I had a great time hanging with Will again. This is his fourth time on the show. He stops by to talk about a brand new record from Money for Guns called All the Darkness That's in Your Head. And they got a big album release party happening on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. at the Kranzberg on August 19th. So if you're free, come on out to Kranzberg for an early party, 3 o'clock, and you get your copy of the vinyl record, or you can find it on all your streaming platforms. And check out Money for Guns on your Facebook and Instagram, and money-for-guns.com for more info. Tickets can be purchased at metrotix.com right now. But yeah, we dive into the record. We talk about, catch up on everything. Hope you enjoy this one. I do want to remind you, as always, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Friendship Brewing Company in Wentzville, Missouri. Serving up all your craft beer needs. Over 25 rotating taps over there. And all kinds of delicious specials, weekly and daily specials. They've got your burgers and flatbread pizzas and salads and pretzels and all kinds of tasty eats over there. And you got some great live music. You can come by on Thursdays. They do Single Bingo. And this Thursday, August 17th, will be Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. On Friday, August 18th, Jeff Walshauser. Saturday, August 19th, Steve Kyle. And Sunday, Josh Littig. And you've been hearing me talk all about it, but Friendship Brewing recently expanded, opening a second location in Flint Hill, Missouri, just outside Wentzville. And they calling it Fly High. So come over to Friendship Brewing Fly High this weekend for some live music over there. And you got Josh Littig on Friday night at Fly High, August 18th. August 19th, Buddy Entwistle. You can find the full music calendar, beer menu, and food menu at friendshipbrewingcompany.com. Get plugged in with them on your Facebook and Instagram for more info. And come out and see the brand new Fly High. Try the Fly High Kitchen, a brand new food menu over there. From partnered up with some of the folks of Duke's Barbecue to bring a brand new experience over there. You got your same great beers, plus you can see where the brewing happens at. They've got the tanks right there, and it's just a really cool experience to see it all happening. Beautiful patio space, plenty of room to stretch out, and you got your nice big stage for the bands there. So come experience the brand new Friendship Brewing in Flint Hill, Missouri. Again, everything at friendshipbrewingcompany.com, and tell them Shane sent you. If you need anything from me, feel free to reach out via email at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com. Everything else at rockpaperpodcast.com. Hit me up on the socials. I would love to hear from you all. With that out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode with Will Saulsbery of Money for Guns.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Will Saulsbery from Money for Guns, and you are listening to the Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round. Coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri, hanging out with returning guest, Will Saulsbery.
Hello.
Of Money for Guns.
That's me.
Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you for having me. Like you said, 4-timer. I get my jacket next time.
Yeah,
I'll bring
man.
a 5-timer.
I have to come up with something.
What would the Rock Paper Podcast jacket look like?
Oh, geez. It's probably like one of those like starter jackets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Probably one of those. Just like rip off the Chicago Bulls one. And
I'm
just
100%. Or the Charlotte Hornets one. That was awesome.
right.
Those two are the best. Okay. All right. I look forward to it.
So yeah, we'll have to make that happen. Yeah, I don't know, man. It would be fun to have some kind of thing. I know the Point, they do like a some kind of plaque for whatever, like with I don't know, some kind of frame certificate or some sort. I don't know. Like I've seen pictures on their socials with people that are coming on there.
If I can get something to post on my LinkedIn, like when I finish a training or something,
Right.
I can put like Rock Paper Podcast 5-timer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might help me get promoted.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt. Hopefully. So, somebody said LinkedIn the other day, and I laughed. I just I don't know. I guess like I'm not really in that world, so maybe it's more current thing. But I just I remember when everybody joined, got on LinkedIn for and so maybe in the professional world they do. I haven't really applied for any kind of jobs or anything in quite a while, 17 years. So
it's a lot of people patting themselves on the back for how hard their job is.
Right.
And you sit down all day.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you can do it in a chair. So it's not that hard. My dad laid concrete for 30 years. You're at your desk. It's fine.
I feel like a lot of people joined it as a social, almost like the Facebook and Instagram. It was okay, and a LinkedIn. It's
yeah.
But I just thought that was, I hadn't really thought about it in a while, and made me laugh when it was brought up.
Oh,
but
yeah, it's one of the tools now.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we last time we did one of these was over Zoom during the pandemic. That we thought was only going to last, a couple
weeks.
Yeah, but
No.
we were. That was May. We were in the thick of it right then, and had no idea that was going to go on.
Another 2 years.
Yeah.
Another variant.
Yeah.
I'm not another
Right.
one, doctor.
But
Get in your house. There's another variant.
So this feels real good to be in person this time and getting to hang out with you and catch up. And we got a brand new record on the way.
Yes.
We got a big party. We got so a lot of new tunes and a lot to talk about. So I think I was glad to come over here and catch up and talk about all this going on, man. But so let's start with the party, get some information out there. And we have tickets available right now for August 19th. This will be the album release party at the Kranzberg in Grand Center.
So it's right kind of on the corner of, I think it's Olive and Grand, basically right next door to the Fox Theater. It's where the old Woolworths was in the 30s and 40s and 50s. So yeah, it's a 3:00 show. So it's also a documentary film, and we're filming the whole thing. That'll come out next year. But yeah, if you got kids, you just want to get out, have a fun afternoon. River Ghost Revue is opening the show, and then Wes Wingate and the Late Bloomers are playing. And then, we'll close it down. It's going to be a blast. Tickets are on Metro Tix, so that's Saturday, August 19th. So a couple weeks from now or whenever this comes out, a week or so. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you. It's, $12, but if you pay, I think $35, you get a free autographed copy of the record with it. Well, it's not free, you're paying for it, but for a different price point, you get that included.
All right.
Because those are limited. I'm so looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought was really nice too, is that you, along with the digital and everything else, this collection of songs, you decided to press this one on vinyl.
Yes.
And so we have a beautiful 180 gram vinyl that goes with everything. Like I said, for $35, you can get a ticket and record to go with it. So
Yeah, the records are all available online, or email me, slide into my DMs. We'll get you a vinyl record. So very excited about this. It's the best thing we've ever done. I am so surprised how great it is. I got to be a part of it, which is just an honor to play with the guys I play with. But it's so good. It's the best thing any of us have ever done, and we've all played on a lot of really great records over the last 2 decades. So if you like rock and roll, if you like Tom Petty, you like, I don't know, Fiona Apple, Tom Waits, you're gonna find something to dig on this album.
yeah, I you gave me a little sneak peek. Yeah, so I got to preview the record, and on my drive over, I was giving it a good listen in the car.
Thank you.
I still believe in that. I still believe in the car test. It's like gotta. So it was definitely a good album to drive to, cruising down the highway, and
Nice.
a lot of variety in it, which I really liked. And just like a good, just a good mix of American music, man. You got some more kind of acoustic songwriter and a guitar type of approach to some of the little more stripped down kind of
definitely
sides of the record. But then you got some that are kind of a little more punk and rock, a little upbeat, and having a little more attitude in there, and having some fun with those, and so it's just fun to hear a lot of different sides of Money for Guns coming through on this record. So
it's everything we can do currently is on this record. So Flat Out Rockers, I wrote a few of the riffs, Kyle wrote a few of the riffs, Dave wrote a few of the riffs, Todd wrote a song on this, Kevin wrote one of the riffs, Austin plays a different keyboard sound on basically every single song. So you're right, it's a great variety. Todd I was like, Todd, I want to put a song of yours on this record. He's such a good songwriter. And he sent me like 3 or 4, and I put on the one that ends up on the record. It's called Ozark Soul. And I heard 10 seconds of it, and I was just like, we're going to use Ozark Soul on this record. Yeah. It's so good. It's when you hear it, you don't think, well, this is a catchy tune, but it's been in my head for 4 months. Like, just the way he plays it and sings it is so good.
Right.
And it just sounds like it's got a blues stomp, but a little bluegrass to it. It's a little dark. His voice is like, I don't know, smooth velvet poured over a Guinness. It's so good. So, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm a little long-winded.
Yeah, but I'm excited for everybody else to give this a listen. To me, I say it a lot, but I feel like a good album to me could also sound like a movie soundtrack, like a little highs and lows and everything in between. Some emotional, some happy, some sad, some some party, some just like you get a variety in there, and that's what this record I feels like too for me. Like I feel like we could almost score a movie.
Thank you.
From what we have here and stuff like that kind of thing. Like it's just like it feels like it could pair well. So as you're saying, like you're talking, it'd be a live concert film documentary, like you're saying, filming this, but like just imagining that kind of element of it, like could be cool, man. Like
it's very cinematic in a sense, like So, I mean, since we were kids, we're about the same age. Someone's always been talking about the end of the world and it's going to end. And then you're always like, whatever. But then like, from 2020 to 2022, I was like, there's a chance it can happen. It creeped into my head. So I did that, read a lot of Dennis Johnson novels. And so there's very sweeping landscapes in the lyrics, and not a lot, but a few of the songs are kind of about that. Like this may very well be the end. We have one called We Knew This Would Kill, which is just kind of this, if you've read like Cormac McCarthy's The Road or The Name of the World by Dennis Johnson, is sort of that, that marching towards death. But then Kyle sends us one morning the song called, all of us in an email called All the Catholic Girls Love Paul Simon. Yeah. And I guess we all got the email at the same time. The subject line hooked us. That's what it was called. And we put that song on. And every one of us within about 5 minutes just emailed back, this is genius. And it's on the record. And I challenge any Paul Simon fan to pick up every single Paul Simon reference in the song. It's amazing. So you're right. I mean, it's very cinematic, it's varied as a record.
Well, let's talk about that one, because you, like I said, Kyle wrote this one, and this is definitely one that caught my attention One of my favorites so far on the initial listen and stuff, and I really enjoyed this one a lot. I like that also kind of the whole maybe I'll have to give it trying to pick up on other references, but kind of with all the names in there, it kind of got the whole 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover type of thing, like in that kind of writing style. But just a great tune. Just like, I don't know, like there's like kind of this surf rock or kind of guitar
like
licks.
He was going through in his head when singing it, the song Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard.
Right.
So if you know that one, you'll kind of be like, oh, okay, I see it now. So it's got that feel. It's like almost surf rock, a little Latin flavor to it, but you're right. You're right on the money. Yeah,
but it just, and of course, I mean, Paul Simon's got all kinds of great hits.
Well, his wife, Megan, one of my dearest and oldest friends, and her sisters, they're the Catholic girls that love Paul Simon. And it's like, oh, you're right, they do. And there's a line in there that made me laugh. It's you don't even hear it the first time, but it's just, quote, a t-shirt and blazer, he's always styling. All the Catholic girls love Paul Simon. I just got this mental image of a 1980s Paul Simon with that t-shirt and blazer, and it got me chuckling. I just fell in love with that song right away.
Yeah, man.
Fast wounds and canticles and sacred tunes. Another perfect harmony. Every day's an endless stream. Oh my, just so inspiring that all the Catholic girls love Paul Simon. A t-shirt and blazer is always styling, and all the Catholic girls love Paul Simon. It's a finger picking and a gentle strum, a tribal beat, a christening drum, rhythms of sinners, rhythms of saints. Staccato signals with a casual grace. Well, I guess it's not
so I've obviously, been aware of like the hits from Paul, but I've never really like took a big deep dive into his catalog.
Oh.
And but when I was working at Oyster Bar, Sean Cannon would do every Wednesday night down there doing a different tribute to
That guy's a ball of talent.
Yeah,
Good
for
Lord.
sure.
Sweet dude.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet guy too, Sean.
So one of those nights was he did Graceland and like went through the whole record, and I'm just like, man, I like so much great music in his catalog, and it's like, but he's one of those guys. I mean, obviously people that love him, are all into it, but it's like, you just like you kind of forget. He's one of those guys that kind of slips through that you forget, like, oh, I know this one, I know this one, I know this one.
Yep.
It's like goes on and on. Like
it's like him, John Fogerty. There's guys like, hey, everyone's just a banger. I know every one of these songs. Yep.
But yeah, so anyway, great collection of music, but I thank Sean a lot for introducing or continuing to remind me how many these great songs that I've kind of forgot about over time and
I
stuff.
wonder how many songs Sean actually knows how to play.
Oh, it's
like if he ever sat down and counted, he'd be like, "Good Lord!"
Yeah. It's impressive, man. Like he's a very talented guy and ton of fun, and like I said, a great friend. And but yeah, if you haven't got to check out Voodoo Players, get out and go check out a show and have a good time. That's the way I've kind of, for me, working those shows was a really fun way to network through St. Louis music. I met all sorts of different players on different shows, and then learned their original music and stuff too. And
he also plays in Western States. My old fellow Colombian Tim Lloyd was in a band with him. Old Country Thunder Tim Lloyd, but it's a good band too. Yeah, I really like Western States a lot. Yeah. Tim's a good dude. Great family.
But man, Again, you can pick up a copy. What's the name of the?
It's called All the Darkness That's in Your Head. Jaunty little. It comes from the lead track, I'm Electricity.
Yeah.
It's available on our website, money-for-guns.com. Or, it's linked everywhere. You find us anywhere. Just Google us and you can get to it.
Everything will be on along with the physicals on vinyl. We'll have this all on digital the same day, or is that?
So right now there's a preview on, I think, Amazon, Apple Music. Spotify doesn't do that, but on the 19th, everything's officially released. So when you wake up that morning, you can put it on when you're cooking breakfast or, whatever you do. You're constitutional. So
well, you mentioned Electricity.
Yeah.
This including the title track, I guess, in a way. The title's pulled from this track, and another fun one, man. This was number one on the record, right?
So Kevin, the drummer, I just pointed at an empty drum set nobody can see. So Kevin, the drummer, who usually sits behind me here, he lives, a few blocks from Condolet Park, and in his basement, he has a room, the ceiling's a little lower than this one, and his drums sound amazing in there. So we recorded that one there. It's a great way to open the record. The first thing you hear on this record is Kevin's voice counting in, which was very, very intentional, because his voice is never on there. We actually got him to sing a vocal on this record, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, that song, I love that song. That is a fun one to play live. That is I don't think we can cuss on here, can we? No.
Yeah, you can.
Say it's an ass shaker. There's a few ass shakers on this. This one and the song right after that, Smooth Long Legs and a Cigarette. Couple of ass shakers, man.
Yeah.
So.
day. With the thunderbolts of lightning, it'll burn the brightest red and kill all the darkness that's in your head. Just the Roosevelt Hotel, and that's the way it's got to be. Oh, you're the devil, I'm the deep blue sea. And you were such a good girl in the daylight. You were such a good girl in the daylight, but in the night, but in the night, I never felt something feel so loud. I'm electricity. Can't you feel me, baby? I'll burn the brightest red and kill all the darkness that's in your head.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get some dancers, some ass shaking going on with Kranzberg, man.
People to have fun. That's the whole reason you play live. That's it. That's what I tell everyone when you're in your basement or you're by yourself, you're a songwriter, you're a musician. When you get on that stage, you're an entertainer and a performer, man. Put on a show. Make the people happy. If you get people dancing, that's what they remember. They had a blast at your show. Yeah. So you can start the dancing. So I'll count on you.
All right.
Yes. You and the wife, you're on the list if you make it that day.
They're I don't know. I guess I can't think of every lyric, but I noticed there was a curse on this record. There was an F-bomb in there, right?
Which one?
And wasn't it?
Was it All the Catholic Girls? What? It's bleeped out.
Yeah.
Because he says, "So much fun you don't give a," and then I go, "What?" So we drowned it out, so it's still radio friendly. Right. Yeah. That's the only one. Yeah. That comes close. Yeah.
But there was but that's definitely. I just thought it was funny. Like I like some of that stuff too. Like maybe implied. Like it's fun. Like to throw some things in there. Or
Kyle's. Kyle. He's gonna have such a big head. Me talking about him so much, but yeah, he is funny. He also has another song he wrote the lyrics to on here called "Staring Down Hallways." That he was in New Jersey. That's where Megan's family's from. Okay. They were visiting her parents and her sister Claire. And he was just, they're doing their family thing. And he's like, I was going to play guitar. And he wrote that song, sent it to us. And I'm like, can we please put this on the record? It's some of his best work. I listened to that one in my car. Like I can't just sit and listen to Money for Guns records, but like, if I'm not singing it, it's not Kyle's singing it. So I can still listen to it over and over. That's song's phenomenal.
All right. Yeah. So what do you said you feel like a lot of this kind of started as a pandemic project, this record, like you were influenced by the times then as far as your own writing and stuff. You feel like most of this material was written in that span then, or was
the oldest song is "The Devil in a Lonely Mind," which I wrote in I think 2018 or 19, and we just never got it recorded. So, but everything else was kind of during that the pandemic, where I had a lot of time, I was reading a lot. You kind of, it works its way. And when you're going through something like that, we all kind of went through something traumatic together.
Right.
Some people far more. I was very fortunate. Me, my wife, and our daughter were fine, but it's a traumatic, weird, jarring experience that we're all just kind of like inside all of a sudden, and you don't know what's going to happen. Everyone's watching the news every day. So it kind of seeped in. And then I was reading some darker novels, and that always, all those words kind of worked their way in. But yeah, and then we came out of it, and a few of the tracks were written post-pandemic. You know, all the Catholic girls, Smooth Long Legs, I'm Electricity, those were after, and you can kind of tell they got a little more hope in them, or they're a little sexier, a little more fun and playful than, you know, We Knew This Would Kill, or I'm looking at the set list over here, There Will Come Soft Rains, which is incredibly dark. I can tell you about that one if you want, but yeah, it was a weird time, man. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I didn't realize until maybe a year and a half into it how much it was literally affecting me. Like I was sitting at work one day and I'm like, oh God, it just kind of hit me. I was like, I'm not doing all right, man. So I'm guessing that happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But luckily, we're for the most part on the backside of it.
But yeah, I'm glad we got, some of these great tunes out there ready to go now, and from it all, and getting ready to share with the world, man. So snag those tickets August 19th, metrotix.com.
Yes.
And is there, I guess on that ticket link, is there the option to get the record with it also? Or?
Yeah. So there's the 2 tiers you can pick, and then when you go to pricing info, and if you pick one, you just get in to the show, and in the second one, I'll get notified that you chose that. And then when you get there, album will be waiting for you.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool, man. Did we do CDs also, or just?
No CDs this time. No one buys them anymore. I'm just like, I just got a closet full of them over there. It's just vinyl and digital. That's kind of the way of the world these days. Yeah,
I think that's, I know there's people that probably still love picking up CDs. I do when they're available. If a vinyl is not available, but if my go-to would be to purchase a vinyl if given the opportunity. So yeah, I don't know. I think everybody's got their own things, but it just seems like that's kind of the move right now. Like it's more of a collector item type of thing. Like it's fun to have these records available, and people want to support in that way. And but yeah, I don't know. It was funny. I was have you got to catch Twisted Metal yet? Have you watched,
no, I have not. Okay.
Watch this show?
I have not.
So it's based off the classic, video game.
Okay.
I don't know if you even played the video game.
No.
That's way back, but it's kind of it was a goofy game anyway. It's like kind of this demo derby type of kind of concept. We just like running around, shooting up cars and smashing everything. And
I'm in.
In this like post-apocalyptic type of world kind of thing. It's like so it's not like it has some great folklore, backstory or anything. Like it's just like very much of a smash 'em up kind of game. Well, now they've turned it into a series, and with Aaron Mackey, or I think it's right. Aaron,
I don't know.
I think it is.
Okay, let's go with Aaron. I'm good with that.
I think I'm pretty sure it's Aaron Mackey, and Will Arnett is he does a voice.
Oh, okay.
In the series. But anyway, I brought it up because there was a good moment. They're in this, again, it's like kind of the world's ruined. There's all these like new cities being developed. So everything's like new Chicago, new San Francisco.
Okay.
And they're like, so he's out on the road, like out there, traveling, and he finds this like car turned over, and he like kind of like going through, picking through, and she's like, you did this for some, he grabs a CD visor, and she goes, you did this for some stupid CDs, like stupid CD. He's like, these are not stupid. He's like, these are priceless memories. And it's like, yes. And so he grabs it, he looks at it, and he's like, DMX. Oh yeah, we're holding on to that one. And he's like, Dave Matthews Band. Nah. And he's like, slings the Dave Matthews Band. And then he holds up, what's this one? He goes, and it's Hanson.
Oh,
and she goes, yeah, you're gonna hate it at first, but it grows on you, and especially track 2. And so I laughed. I was like, all right. And of course, I had to go double check because I was pretty sure it had to be Mbop, but and it was track 2. So,
dude,
but I just
soundtrack of our youth.
Yeah, I just love that CDs made it like that, survived the the apocalypse and everything that we have, like so that the seat, that's what a long way getting there. But like, I love that they made the references that these DMX CDs are still hanging around. And
I don't know if you remember this, but there was like a point in like somewhere between 2004 and 2006 where the keyboard player from Hanson was in a band with James Iha from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh yeah,
I remember seeing it in Rolling Stone, and I was like, I haven't been drinking. Like, this is real, so I need to look that up. But yeah, dude, I have a 200 disc changer up there because my wife and I had all these CDs, and like, we can't throw these away. So I went on like Marketplace or something, bought a 200 disc changer and put it up there. I put it on rotate. It's like my own personal jukebox. I'm like, oh, Bush 16 Stone. Okay, all right, now we're feeling it. It's high school in here. Yeah, dude. No, but no one buys them. Yeah. So, oh well.
Yeah,
the dodo.
I've got a whole bunch, and my car is like full of them. And occasionally, if I'm like, I'll flip it, I'll throw one in. But for the most part, it's probably, Spotify or Sirius XM, and, kind of thing. Like, but I do love having. There's a lot of CDs I have that are not on digital anywhere, so it's like they only live in that format. So or on my iPod, so it's like iPod. Yeah. So I did dust that off not too long ago, and it still works and still,
I got some MP3 player somewhere. I don't even want to know what's on there, man.
Stacy, we were just cleaning out the shed, and Stacy found her little they were like the little CDs.
Yeah. I
like,
remember them. I forget what they're called.
Yeah, but it was like an MP3 player, but like had little bitty CDs, and I had to put them in there. And so she was, so I laughed because she was sitting there. She plugged, putting her batteries in it, and she plugged my headphones into it, and she's sitting there on the couch, like listening to them, and she's having a real good time, like time traveling, listening to all this stuff that she from high school and stuff. So she's like, sitting on the couch like "White America," like starts singing along this song.
Man, it's weird when that stuff comes on. I get automatically placed in where I was when I started listening to that record.
Yeah, right.
Like I'll hear like Matthew Ryan records, and just thinking about it, there's this Matthew Ryan record called Mayday, and I remember I'm right now in my head. I'm in my 1992 white Pontiac Sunbird in Columbia, right by where the old Hy-Vee was. I guess it was up off Nifong or something. I remember exactly where I was when I put that record on. I was just like, I'm so sad. Like, it takes you right there when you hear that stuff you haven't heard in forever, man. It's, gosh.
Yeah. I'm, I agree. I have those same memories, like, just, or same, feelings towards putting on a record and like time traveling right back to that day and cruising around with my friends. And usually a lot of them are paired with like 16, like just getting my first car and license and, hitting the road with my buddies and like, actually getting to, control the radio and do all, like all these kind of things. Like, usually if you were in dad's truck or whatever, you had to listen to what dad wanted. And, now I'm at my own, get to control my own radio now.
Clue 103. Good times, great oldies. That's what was always in the old man's car.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad was more, into the whole, K-She, K-Hits, like a lot of the, Southern rock stuff, but he also liked, I remember he had this Conway Twitty box set.
Hell yeah.
And we listened to a lot of those songs. And
talk about pipes of gold.
Yeah. I didn't realize until, which I think is funny about him, was I'm singing all these songs as a kid.
Yeah.
And then one day I'll revisit it and I'm like, man, these songs are filthy. Like,
dude, I was listening to, so I loved Dion and the Belmonts when I was a kid. And I'm just like, I'm going to add this to a playlist. And I'm like, run around too. I'm like, The Wanderer. Whoa, you can't treat women like that, Dion. What are you doing, man? It's not, just jump from town to town. So 100% correct. Like, I didn't realize when I was 8 that Runaround Sue she was not, wow. She's, whew.
Yeah. That's funny though. It's like how much of that just like goes over your head when you're a kid.
Yep.
Like you just,
man,
tight
songs are
I'm sitting
time
here,
machines.
I'm sitting here singing tight fitting jeans and Love to Lay You Down. So I'm like,
People going by like, what is that kid singing?
yeah.
Yeah, man. Music's a time machine. I love it. Like books, movies from when you were a kid, all that stuff.
Yeah. So, but I like I said, I like having all those because for these reasons. So, I think there's a lot of people that feel that way about CDs and of course, vinyl records too. There is exactly that. And I think what's nice about the vinyl record is it's a lot more, you can engage with the music more. I feel like, it's not, it's more interactive in a sense because you actually, take
it out of the sleeve, put it on, you drop the needle.
Right.
Yeah, and I just love that crackle.
Yeah.
And it comes out, I'm like, yes.
So it's like, I don't know. For me, it's a good way to really dive in. I feel like so much music's kind of just become background noise or, so whatever's on the radio or those kind of things. And I just like, it's nice when I can actually like, I'm going to listen to this album and that's what I'm doing right now, it's the kind of thing. So, but yeah, I mean, that's just me. That's how I like to do it. I listen to a lot of it at work and just kind of zone out, listening to lyrics and getting lost in the tunes. And, but yeah.
Yeah. Our record's old school. It comes with the little liner notes with all the lyrics in it. Everything's in there. I was like, we're doing this right.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I like. I can still get them. I go up there and get like, I got a copy of Tom Petty's Long After Dark and I pull out the lyrics. I'm like, yes, that's what he's saying. It's that same experience I had when I was a kid. I was in high school and college and I really like that. The same thing with CDs when you could open up the little paper booklet that ended up being like 12 pages wide and you could read all the lyrics in like 0.5 font. So yeah, given that experience, I like it a lot.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited for everybody to give us a spin. Like I said, whenever comes out here on the 19th, and we did do a live one for you.
Yeah,
we did do a little Will solo acoustic version of a song called "Where Only Ghosts of Lovers Meet."
Yes, "Where Only Ghosts of Lovers Meet." That's on side 2. I think it's track 10 or 9. I can't remember. I think it's 10. Great song. I think the guitar and the vocals kind of drive it, but the drums in that and then the keyboard at the back end, and you can't it'll get in your head. Todd's got a mandolin line in there where you're like, oh, that's sexy. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
What do you?
I could use a cigarette here tonight next to you in fluorescent light. I know it's autumn now and we're supposed to stop somehow. I memorized the words you left drifting in between your breaths inside my head. I'm restless again. All your dreams of death and politics, the cracked pieces you couldn't fix, they're all left to memory, buried beneath the wake of leaving in a red and white summer dress. I held my tongue while you did your best through one last walk in city heat, wandering down western streets where only ghosts of lovers meet. Where only ghosts of lovers meet. Now my arms and legs are tired, but my mind, it's awake and wide. I still see you every now and then. My eyes closed, but never again in the open. And on the street, along the cafes where friends can meet.
dress, I held my tongue while you did your best through one last walk in city heat, wandering down western streets where only ghost of lovers meet, where only ghost of lovers meet. I could really use a cigarette here tonight without you in fluorescent light.
Do you have anything behind lyrics wise that come to mind with this one?
No, like I had, whenever I get an idea for a line, I like either text it to myself or I put it in like a Google Drive doc. And I just had this idea. I was like, we're only ghost meet. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of neat. So I had that sitting there and I was going through all these lines trying to figure out a song, and it just kind of jumps out of the page at me and all these come together. So I thought like, you know, like when you kind of walk through your past or whatever, and you can kind of walk down streets you haven't been on in a long time, and you remember where you were, and there's, you know, whoever else was there with your boys or your friends or whoever. And I thought about that, like you're kind of meeting ghosts as you're walking around, like, you know, whether it's, you know, 25-year-old me or, you know, the people Dave and I used to run with in Columbia. It's like everything's the same, but it's a little older, it's a little dingier, but you remember, you know, when you were on the corner of whatever 5th and Broadway in Columbia across from Tropical Liqueurs, like I remember that. And I like that idea of where only ghosts of lovers meet, where you can kind of remember that when you're walking through an old ghost town. Yeah. But, yeah.
Nice, man.
Thanks.
It
was deeper than I thought it was going to be. All right,
okay. Yeah. There's this kind of it's geared to like teens, I think. Like was the show called Lock and Key on Netflix?
Man, you're like, I'm striking out.
Well, I mean,
I've been rewatching Justified lately,
yeah,
so
right.
that's where I've been.
Well, like, it's not like I don't know why I even like started it, but it's because really not really my thing. But I got hooked into it, and like I started. So, and of course, it was like one of those weekends where it was like had nothing, so I just like binged like the entire, you know, series kind of thing. It's an interesting concept. Like it's so they move into this like old house, as you're like talking about where ghosts meet. Like it's where I'm kind of like there's some elements of like ghost stuff in
the paranormal.
Yeah. Okay. So, but they move into this like old house, and it's called the Key House, and like so, and all their family's been there for whatever centuries and kind of thing, but they would have these keys, and all these keys had different powers and kind of thing. And then like, so they can like open up certain doors, and certain like one door is like a portal thing, like to, you can just, you know, think about wherever you want to go in your mind, open that door and go there. Okay. And kind of thing. So, one of them, they put in like the back of their neck, and it opens up their head, and they can go through their mind and their memories and stuff like, and kind of thing. So like, one kid's mind looks like a mall, you know, and so there's like the arcade and all this stuff, and like, but each like thing is like all these different parts of his memories. So there's all these things, and there's a lot of like, it's kind of messes with. I mean, for me, it like makes me think a lot. Like it makes you like, man, that would like, you know, it's kind of a weird way to make you think about some of the stuff. So, but there's there's one where they go through like a door, and it goes out to like kind of this like graveyard kind of thing, and they can talk to their uncle who's a ghost out there and stuff. And they like kind of, so like, I think, that's kind of a thing too. Like just, you know, like having those conversations with some of the, you know, literally ghosts in that particular setting. But, you know, like I said, as you're talking about that song, man, like that is some heavy kind of stuff to think about, because for me, like, you know, I still live in like the same town that I grew up in. Yeah. And when I was a kid, you know, it was a small town. It's not nearly the same small town anymore, but like I drive through and I'm like, oh, that's where this used to be, or that's where this used to, you know, and that's like, that's where we did this, you know, that's where we hung out. And like, when I just feel, it feels weird. Like, like that there are these memories, but all the memories have changed now. And it's like,
yeah, it's very weird.
So
Columbia is like that for college. And then like so many businesses have turned over and turned around. I'm just like, well, Guitar Finder used to be here.
Yeah.
Mexican joint used to be here. Then there was a sandwich shop before that. The Boone Tavern was here. So all these places that meant a lot to me, they're just gone. And it's like, well, like the dorm that Dave and I lived in was a huge part of our lives and a part of our identity. They just tore it down and built a new one. It's like, I mean, I guess you got to, but it still feels a little weird, man. It's very, it's very strange.
Yeah. I also laugh at like now, like like they turned the White Castle into a dispensary out there by me.
Couldn't they just have them both there?
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's what you're going to end up at anyway.
So I just funny to like, it still looks like White Castle, but now it's that, or it's like they turned an old Casey's gas station into a Mexican restaurant.
Man, that's blast. Like my friend Dan Haynes and I, we both agree that as far as we're concerned, Casey's is a pizza restaurant that sells gas.
Yeah, right.
I shouldn't say this on anything recorded, but my favorite pizza ever. I mean, I've had Shakespeare's, I've had Dewey's, I'd have all the fancy ones in Missouri and St. Louis. A sausage pizza from Casey's is my favorite pizza. I've tried them all. I'm like, that's the one I want.
They're pretty good, man.
Yeah.
And I don't.
You're like, you're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know that I would go as far as my favorite, but I do love Casey's pizza, and I do like, and I don't get it a lot, like because it's not convenient for me where I'm at. They don't have one too close to me, like, so like I do a lot of podcasts though, like over in Belleville and
Vegas, baby,
like, or Collinsville and stuff, and like so it's like there's Casey's all over in Illinois, so I'm like. Every time I'm over there, I get excited that I get to get some Casey's pizza.
Where Kyle lives in Columbia, it's at the top of his hill.
Yeah.
So every time I go, I'm like, I need gas. Well, while I'm here, I don't want to be rude.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to buy myself a slice.
Yeah. They do have a new thin crust pizza over there.
Oh, really?
So my buddy Ryan was going on about it, and so I was out towards Troy, Missouri one day, and they have a Casey's out there, actually two of them. So I went ahead and stopped in and tried out the new thin crust, and it's pretty tasty. So here's my love of Casey's. We put out an album in 2018 called The Gaslight Sessions. We recorded the Gaslight, and there's a song called A Pistol and Some Dreams, where the end of it is he burns down a Casey's. We put a Casey's in the song, right? That's specifically the Casey's in Paris, Missouri. But yeah. Forever immortalized in song, Casey's. Yeah. So good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I agree. I think they definitely a pizza place that sells gas.
That's a Dan Haynes quote. I can't claim it.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if I'm guessing they're all doing the thin crust. So check it out. I give my thumbs up of approval. So
when I try it, I will shoot you a text and let you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm a connoisseur of Casey's pizza. My stepmom Connie, wonderful, amazing woman. She managed the Casey's in Ozark, Missouri when we were kids. So we got a lot of Casey's pizza. And then we saved a little box thing that you could pull off. Kevin Avery knows what I'm talking about. You could pull like a little piece of the box off. When you got 10 of them, then you got a free pizza. But we were getting free pizzas already. So I'm just working the system. Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking of, man, there was a memory unlocked a little bit ago. Remember like when all the soda caps had like games, like every you get a free 20 ounce or something, different thing. Well, I don't know what it was. I think I was drinking a lot of Sprite at the time, and they had a thing going on, and I felt like I was, or 7 Up and Dr. Pepper. That's what it was, because they're the same company. Yeah. And then so I was getting those caps, and I was getting a free 1 liter on every one of them, and I felt like I was somehow unlocked the secret, so somehow I was getting free soda every time I went, and I was like, man, this is
let's have it.
Yeah. And then but I did win I found I was walking somewhere and I found a cap, and I happened to look at it, and it was a Sprite one, and it was a basketball jersey. So I sent that in, and
Heck
And,
yeah.
got a Sprite basketball jersey. So
I remember that campaign.
Yeah.
I tell you, every time I drink a 7-Up, I'm like, this is delicious. I'm just like, they did it right.
Yeah.
It's the perfect soda, man.
But yeah, it just feels nice when you feel like you're like, you're not doing anything illegal, but you feel like you're getting away with something because you're like continuing to get free pizzas or free sodas.
Like recording a podcast on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we should be
Getting away with something.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure I'm not needed anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, man. So we got the record on the way. We're gonna record this for documentary purposes,
Yes.
hopefully for a future release.
Hopefully we can get you on camera. You come to the show.
Shaking my ass.
Get a word from shit, please. Whoa. Just keep it PG-13. No, please come. It's going to be a fun day. We're a bunch of really easy to get along with guys. It'll be a fun show. There's no pretension. There's no delusions of grandeur. It's just
Right.
we're going to play a lot of rock and roll and have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wes is playing. He's a phenomenal keyboard player, piano player. And then River Ghost Revue is opening. Robert Watson, one of my favorite songwriters, him and his brother Joel, and I think Nick. I'm not sure if Andy will be here, but I know Nick will. Great guys.
Yeah.
So be there or be square.
Yeah, man. Well, I got a couple of questions. Get your take on some of these, man.
Okay.
But,
I didn't know there was going to be a lightning round.
yeah,
All right.
lightning round. Yeah. But maybe let's go with one I've been having fun with, and this is say we have the Will Saulsbery action figures coming out.
Okay.
What would you like to see as like your 3 accessories to go with your action?
My 3 accessories. I want like the sword that He-Man had.
Yeah.
Definitely. Night vision goggles. And then a jetpack. And those would be my 3. A jetpack, He-Man sword, night vision goggles. I think I could pretty much accomplish anything.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what else do you need?
Maybe beef jerky, but that's different,
Me and my friends, we talk about quite a bit how that was like one of the biggest things that changed through the pandemic is beef jerky prices. They've really
skyrocketed.
Yeah, and now it's just ridiculous trying to purchase some beef jerky.
They didn't think we'd notice. We noticed.
Yeah, right.
It was like $7.
Yeah.
There's less than a pound in here.
Let's eat the silica packet. All right. So, what about something you think you could get into the Guinness Book of World Records for? Is there?
Man,
I think you could.
If I was trained up, maybe spinning a basketball on my finger. I think my record is like 6 minutes. It's probably a lot longer than that. That would be a far-fetched. But for me, probably number of 90s NBA references that I can somehow sneak into a business call. Like that could probably do. Or times someone talks about Ray Langford. That's what I could get in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
No.
I went. They got Top Golf out in Chesterfield.
Yeah.
I went out there the other day, and I don't know why it triggered memories, but I started doing a bunch of NBA Jam lines, like commentating, like
He's on fire.
yeah. I was like baseline leaner, It's like I was like, I don't know why, but like so, I just started thinking about some classic '90s basketball moments and stuff.
Man, always Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. That's who I usually am.
That's your go-to.
Yep.
Yeah, those are fun times, man. I'm like, I don't know why, but like I watched. That's what the
finals
with the
Last Dance.
The Last Dance. Yeah, I was trying to think what the name of it. But
So good.
I was watching that. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times at least. But man, that like so much of my youth is like in that, like just spent how much time I spent watching Chicago Bulls basketball and playing basketball and stuff at that time. But that was a huge part of my life through that era.
The NBA on NBC every Sunday.
Yeah.
Like the Heat, the Knicks, the Bulls, the Pistons.
Yeah.
It was always going to be on.
But then I'm like,
Magic.
I'm going through like, of course, all the players that are, mentioned throughout that and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know why, but I still like have like entire rosters memorized.
Oh yeah,
in my brain. Like, why do I have all this information?
I don't know. I'm like, well, that's when Horace Grant played for the Magic. I'm like, I shouldn't remember that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember my nephew's birthday.
Yeah.
But I can remember that, the Orlando Magic starting lineup from the 1995 NBA Finals. It's like, what is waste? But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why my brain works that way, but that's exactly how it is, man. It's just like
100%.
I was talking to my buddy the other day and I said, I can't remember math or spelling and stuff, but I can tell you every lyric and counterfeit from Limp Bizkit for some reason. Like, I can.
Fred Durst is smiling somewhere with his red baseball hat on.
Why do I still know this song? Like, so stuff like that, man. It's like, gosh, it's just funny how it. That's what my brain decides to hold on to.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But there was definitely some fun basketball time. I don't really get into pro basketball anymore. Like, it's hard for me to follow now. Like, but I mean, like I said that, mid '90s, I was like, that was all I did. Like, I played basketball, watched basketball, read books about basketball by basketball players.
Yeah,
he had to get.
It was bad.
Well, I work in an elementary. We get the book fair comes through twice a year and stuff. And I see it like this. I laugh. I think it's still the same Lamborghini posters. Like there's always the Michael Jordan poster. But that's why same thing. I used to get excited about going to read a new basketball book or and getting a poster and getting
man.
So but it makes me laugh. Like me and my buddy Mike I work with, we like I said, we feel like they must have printed like a million of those Lamborghini posters and still trying to sell them all.
We gotta keep them moving, guys. These are classics.
Yeah.
Oh, the Scholastic book fair. Yeah. When the bookmobile would come to town.
Yep.
All right, what else you got? What's the next lightning question?
Let's see. All right, what about a movie or TV show you wish you were in? Is there
Oh man!
And I've kind of adjusted this one. Maybe we could think of it as you as a character in a certain series. But I also been thinking about a lot of it for placements and stuff for songs. For as far as like pitching. Like, do you feel like Money for Guns would sound good on any certain show too and stuff? Do you ever think about? So
there's some darker songs that I would love to have be in any episode of the Peaky Blinders. But like where stuff that our songs would fit, like Justified, Peaky Blinders, and then some. This is gonna sound weird, but in the background of 90 Day Fiance, it's me and my wife's guilty pleasure. Like if when they're having like a fight, they could have one of our sad songs play, or when they're happy, like an upbeat song of Money for Guns. That would like make my career. Right. If we could have a song in 90 Day Fiance.
That's all I'm asking.
Me as a character.
Yeah.
Where would I fit? In a show. I'd love to be on Broad City, but that's done. I think I'd fit in there. I think I could be like Abby's high school boyfriend.
Yeah.
That she got tired of. Yeah. Put me in Broad City.
There you go.
I'd fit right in.
Let's reboot it now.
What about you? What show would you be in where Shane Presley would be?
Oh, I don't know. I love The Office. It's one that I just think that would be fun to be like a random office staff member, So,
oh yeah, you could kill that role.
Yeah, just somewhere. That's really like one of my, not necessarily The Office, but I would love to have like just my one moment, one line in some movie or TV show, just like something like that. I think would be funny. Just a little cameo of some sort, and like just whatever, even if it's just some random thing. But I think that would be a fun thing to do someday.
You could fit in that office crew. Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll just.
There's already like 2 or 3 people from St. Louis on that show. So
just
call one of them up.
Yeah. Me and Stacy, we watch a lot of those silly shows. Talking about 90 Day Fiance. We watch a lot of the Married at First Sight.
Oh, Love After Lockup's another good one. Married at First Sight. It's like, how about Second Sight?
Love is Blind.
Selena watches that one. I'm like, I can't do this one. When they're in the pods or whatever.
They're all trash, but it's makes you feel better about yourself. So
like, I'm here for love. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you're not here for love.
Yeah. Which Stacy shared an article with me, I guess, on one of the guys on Love is Blind, like last season, I guess, or whatever, now is like saying he's on the brink of homelessness, that he he's lost his job and he's like trying to he can't get a new job because nobody takes him seriously because he did the show, and like basically saying that this like being on that show ruined his life, that he can't
it's not that popular of a show.
Yeah.
Like, if you went to like Walmart today, apply for the job, they wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're Love is Blind season 4.
Yeah. Well, I guess he like regrets it and wishes he says like, they did pay them money. Like, I think he said somebody made like $10,000 doing that. But if you broke down like the hours that he was on, had to film every day, it was like $7 an hour or something like that. And I'm like, it's
you signed the contract, bro. You wanted to be on TV.
But I was like, I'm not sure why they're like trying to make me feel bad for this guy. It's not like, I mean, it sucks, but it's like, well, there's a lot of people going through other real stuff. It's like,
I know. You can be on Love is Blind Second Chance. I'm sure they'll do that at some point.
Yeah.
Nick Lachey, you can have that one. Don't worry. That's my idea.
Yeah.
Love is Blind Second Chance. Blind again.
Yeah.
Reblinded. Something like that.
Even more blind.
Even more blind. When you didn't think.
Yeah. But no, yeah, we get sucked into a lot of those terrible dating shows, and there are some high quality
I
trash
suggest
TV.
Love After Lockup to anyone.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Right.
It's like, he's been in jail since he was 18. Now we're going to get married. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm sure he's saying that now, but he's going to get out. He's been lifting weights for 15 years. You're not getting married. Just trust me. And they're like, he loves me. I'm like, oh, it's going to crash and burn.
Right. Yeah. That's why you watch, man.
That's every time. I'm like, here it comes.
Yeah.
I know exactly. If there's any woman listening, here's exactly how you tell if your boyfriend or husband is cheating on you. If he calls women, quote, females, he's cheating on you. If he's like, this girl called me, it can be innocent, but he's like, this female called me, it's like, he's cheating. If he calls women or girls females, he's cheating.
Dead giveaway. All right, let's think music wise.
Okay.
Is there another maybe a dream duet or collaboration for you? I know we're big. We mentioned a bunch of names already, Tom Petty and stuff.
If I could sing a song with Fiona Apple, that would be it. She's just so good. Her voice is so amazing. If I could do a duet with Fiona Apple, that'd be it. Boom. Number one with a bullet. There's no one else I can even think of. Like, that's it.
Didn't she do a music video with Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Was that Criminal or something?
No, it was I'm Through with Love or something like that. It was from, I think, Extraordinary Machine. That was,
And that was I remember that
was about 10 years. No, maybe not 10 years ago. Maybe it is now. Extraordinary Machine's old, but yeah.
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 That some I remember something like that with that Zach.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. Yeah.
He and I think he did a Kanye video, right? Didn't he?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Kanye's not he goes right by me. I'm like, I don't have the attention span to deal with all these tendrils.
This is before all the other stuff.
Before he went certifiably off the rails.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's Can't Tell Me Nothing.
That sounds like a Kanye song.
Yeah, Zach's like out there like I think it was the official music video, unless Zach just did it, but I don't know.
There's a chance.
Who knows with him? He's always a lot of fun though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right, a couple more. Let's do this. I'm feeling good.
But yeah, that'd be fun. I'll be sure to tag Fiona on this one.
So please. I'm sure she'll.
And maybe the Gallagher brothers. I'll tag them too.
Noel and Liam. Noel's my personal god. Liam, the greatest frontman of the 90s, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah.
That, all right. Say we, maybe, they decide to do the, Money for Guns movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who would like to see cast to play you guys in the movie? Do you have a...
Oh, me, it's Russell Crowe from Gladiator,
Right.
obviously.
I mean, yeah.
The likeness.
Right.
Austin would be played by U.S. swimmer Michael Phelps because they look exactly alike. Kyle would be Timothy Oliphant. Todd, that's a tough one, man. You got to have like, I have to circle back to Todd. Kevin, it'd have to be an actor who knows how to drive a motorcycle. I don't know.
Nick Cage.
You know what? Yes, Nick Cage could pull off Kevin Siebenaler. He's the only man with the range
Yeah.
to play Kevin Siebenaler. Dave has to be a strong silent type. Dave, we get a George Clooney to play Dave because they got the same, like you, that thick friggin' head of hair. Lucky bastard. And then Todd, man, Todd's the wild card. He's a wild man. If I could get, who's got a good deep voice as an actor?
Sam Elliott.
Skewing a little old. I mean, Todd's up there, but he ain't that old.
We could deep fake him.
Yeah. We could get Bradley Cooper to do his voice from A Star Is Born.
There you go.
And Bradley Cooper could play Todd.
I love that video meme trend or whatever when he's like, I just want to take another look at you. And it's always like a dog like with some dumb look on his face.
Oh, man.
Those always make me laugh. But yeah.
Yeah.
That man, that was a fun movie. The Star Is Born. A Star Is Born. Because like when first time I watched it, I had no idea really like what was going on. But I'm like sitting there watching, and all of a sudden I'm like, hey, that's Lucas Nelson in The Promise of the Real. Like, I had no idea they were like, but Lucas Nelson backed up Bradley Cooper
Nice.
for the movie and like recorded a bunch of the songs and recorded a song with Lady Gaga on his record and stuff. And but I was just like, I had no idea all that was going on until after it already.
She's another ball of talent.
Yeah.
Sean Kanan and Lady Gaga.
All right.
2 balls of talent.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a decent movie. I didn't really know the other 2 original versions or whatever, but
Yeah, I remember I watched the Judy Garland one, I think, when I was a kid. It's been a long time.
But I thought Bradley Cooper did a pretty good job singing on those songs
he's
and
pretty good.
stuff for guys not really known for singing.
I mean, he's no Kevin Bacon or Kevin Costner, but he's good. He's good.
Right.
We've got actor singers.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that? Or Michael Keaton. I think he sang on that Jack Frost movie. And
Oh
stuff.
my! Wow, deep cut. Jeez, Jack Frost. Is that
right.
the one with Martin Short?
No, that was Santa Claus. That was a different Jack Frost.
That's right. I'm glad that you knew that so fast.
Yeah. I just recently watched those. Well, last Christmas. And,
Oh yeah.
so.
All right, one more for me.
right.
What do you got?
All right, man. Geez, I don't know. All right, what about this is maybe a little more personal, but your most proud moment? You were talking about you feel like this is maybe some of your guys' greatest work as a collection and stuff. But do you have your most proud moment as an individual and stuff?
As an individual, I mean, it's like every day with my daughter. She's like, "I love you, Dad." I'm like, "Oh God, I love you too, kid." But like, I don't know if I should be proud of it, but she's got a lot of me in her. We're short fuse with things that don't work. Like I explain to people, like if my car got stolen, I'd be like, damn it. But if like a jar won't open, I'm like, I just want to rage and break the whole world. She's got a lot of that in her.
Yeah.
So yeah, just seeing her grow up and how good her and my wife are together. You love it.
Yeah. How old is she now?
She's just turned 3.
Yeah.
I'm bigger now, Dad. I'm like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Musically, it's literally the way we put this record together. Like I'm just not because it's coming out, but it's so good. And my favorite moment from recording is I was sitting in the chair right over there.
Yeah, you recorded most of it right here in this room,
half
right?
of the record right here in this room. And we were working on Little Catholic Girls Love Paul Simon. And Dave and Kyle were getting frustrated because they couldn't quite figure out the arrangement and everything. And they're like, let's just come back to it. I'm like, guys, we own the studio. We own everything here. And we've been working on the song for 12 minutes. So let's just work on it. And it kind of, everyone was kind of laughed. And then an hour later, that song was basically done. And that was my proudest moment, just like, because we've known each other so long that if there was a producer in the room or a different voice or an engineer, they might have said something and it changes the course of everything. And just being able to have that with three of my best friends, it was like, that made me feel really good. And then the song came out. Like that was probably my proudest moment from recording this whole thing. Yep.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for everybody to give us a listen. Personally, I love that, following along with you and being dad and everything now. It's exciting stuff. And we're hoping to get there one of these days myself. So I think that's definitely a goal of mine to, I've always, wanted to be dad. So
it's crazy how great it is. Like Sylvie was born when I was 38, right? 20. Yeah. Right. When I was about to turn 39. So 38. And it's so fun. Like this sounds dumb, but like I'm 41 now. But like last night she gets home, we just play with magnets and build castles for an hour. At a time of my life. I was like, no, we got to build it like this. We do that like every night. I bought her Lincoln logs. Yeah. And like we'll build cabins. I'm like, I'm getting away with this. Like no one realized this is just as much fun for me. There's some rough parts when they don't sleep, but other than that, it's good.
Yeah. I just went to see Trey Kennedy at the pageant. It kind of, I don't know, he blew up on the socials with all these videos and stuff, like funny videos. And so he's kind of stand-up comedy is kind of new to him, but as far as like him being live touring on stage and doing this stuff, but it was the second time I've seen him now, and Stacy really enjoys his stuff. But
nice.
On this particular tour, he's got his kids now like 5 months old. And so a lot of his material is about being a new dad now. So he was like talking about some of the struggles with, having a baby. And he's like saying people get upset by certain things, like their first world problem type of stuff. And he's like talking about how his son's peed in his mouth twice today already, and like so stuff like that. Like he's like, all right, I think it's time to go on tour. It's like, he's like ready to hit the road and get out of here from him. But man. So I don't know, stuff like it was pretty funny. But he, but I don't know. So I do. There's definitely some of the things the struggles there day to day, but I agree. I think like seeing those little moments like that, playing Lincoln Logs and everything else, man. It's worth it. Like
100%.
Yeah, right. It's very exciting to see all that and having a good time with her. She's is she getting into any of the music with you at all? Or?
Well, we've listened to the Encanto soundtrack, the Little Mermaid soundtrack, Moana, Elsa 1, Elsa 2, because they're not called Frozen. And she loves Shake It Off by Taylor Swift because they have Friday dance parties at preschool. And but then my wife has her listen to Ann Peebles. So I want to listen to Ann Peebles, Mom. I'm like, yes. So mostly Disney. That's fine. And she likes Muddy Waters. Listen to Muddy Waters, Mom. So we put that on. Yeah. And Harry Belafonte, because she's named after a Harry Belafonte song, Sylvie. There's a record of Harry Belafonte on the wall. He's my favorite singer of all time. So she likes the Harry Belafonte too.
That's funny. Frozen to Muddy Waters.
She's very eclectic.
Yeah.
I want to listen to Elsa, Dad. I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, technically it's Anna singing, but that's fine. And play Elsa. Oh boy! All right,
that's cool, man. I'm really happy for you, buddy. So
thank you.
Well, again, grab the tickets. Join us August 19th, the Kranzberg in the Grand Center, St. Louis, Missouri. Yes. Beautiful space, and it's going to be a great time with some great tunes. And we'll see you there, man. Be sure to follow along with Money for Guns on your Facebook and Instagram. money-for-guns.com with all the info. And again, the record streaming August 19th on your favorite platform.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
I had
buddy.
a blast as usual.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I gotta give me a little time, and I'll come up with something for the 5-timers. Maybe get those jackets ready to go.
All right, I love it. A starter jacket.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Will.
All right, thank you, Shane.
Bye, everybody.